What's up, people? In this video, we are going to do Frank Tufano, what I eat in a day raw carnivore. I thought this might be interesting because if I had my druthers, I would do raw carnivore right now. I guess I could probably do it now, but I don't know. It's hard to find like raw beef here. Is that an excuse? Maybe, but I'm kind of curious. This looks disgusting, so I don't know, but you know, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, let's watch this. If you guys have any recommendations for videos or YouTubers that you want me to look at, let me know in a comment, por favor.
What I eat in a day on a raw carnivore diet. Today we are going to focus on obtaining all of the vitamins, minerals, elements, and fatty acids that our body needs through high quality, nutrient-dense animal foods, incorporating indigenous dieting principles of raw food, fermented food, as well as some cooked food. So let me show you guys what we're going to have today. On the left here, I have some chuck roll. This is going to be the bulk of the protein calories as well as the mass that we are having in our meal today. The organ meats and the fat that we are going to be eating are far less volume than the chuck roll is going to be in regards to digestive capacity. In this dish right here, I have some pork brains, some chicken liver, as well as some beef testicles. The main purpose of the brains is omega-3, overall fat soluble vitamin intake, liver, incredibly high in vitamin A, as well as overall vitamins. And then we have the testicles. This is for extra zinc to balance out the copper in the liver. I might even take a zinc supplement with this. This is some very high quality yellowish orange beef fat that has been fermenting in my fridge for about 5 months. So this is essentially going to be like cheese. And we're going to eat this first as a kind of gut bacteria and vitamin K2 supplement. So first things first, I'm going to take this chuck steak out to the grill, and we're going to get some flavor on each side. The second I was about to come outside, it started pouring. So I'm going to throw the steak on the grill, and we're going to leave it for maybe a minute or two on each side. While the steak is grilling outside, I'm going to have the fat. And the reason I eat the fat first is one, so it's the first thing in my stomach. That way, the rest of the food I eat kind of pushes it down to repopulate that gut bacteria. And two is that fat is very satiating. It will help me gauge my appetite for the remainder of the meal. The organ meats and stuff, I usually save to like the middle to the end of the meal. I don't want, my gut immediately absorbing all of these nutrients. I want them to be kind of churning with the meat and evenly distributed. That being said, this stuff has been sitting, as I said, in my fridge for quite a few months, and I'm not too excited to open this. Oh man, this is like pure rancidity. This is just, I don't even want to touch this without gloves on. It smells like cheese, well, really, really stinky cheese. So the fat is like, it's really soft, it's orange colored. This fermented fat is a food that we've eaten thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and it's played a key role in the human diet. When a food ferments, the vitamin K2 content raises, you get some beneficial bacteria, but it all depends on the initial quality of the food. There are a lot of high quality raw cheeses.
Oof, gross. I've never had that fermented fat. I've never had fermented meat before, as far as I know. Never had this like high meat shit. Never had it. Yeah, I've heard interesting things about it, that it gives you like a head rush and like crazy energy, and it's just, you just like feel amazing on it. Like I think Vegetable Police said it like cured his depression or something. I don't know, whatever. Made him feel really good. Snake Diet Guy says it's good, and I've heard a lot of other people saying it's really good too. Kind of want to try it. Don't really feel like keeping a bag of meat like in my fucking, under my desk for like months at a time. But definitely on the list of things to try. Maybe like OMAD, the high meat OMAD, right? 5,000. Ooh, how about this? 10,000 calorie high meat challenge. Could you imagine? Oh my God, you'd probably die. Gross. In terms of like in what order to eat things, I've never had high meat, so I don't know. Like that makes sense, right? You want to, it's very satiating, so you want to eat that first to like judge how hungry you are and like how full you get from that. Generally, it's not, I do OMAD. I don't know if he does. Maybe this is OMAD. I'm not sure. Generally, though, you don't want to eat fat on an empty stomach. You might get some like a little bit of stomach discomfort there. Or actually, I guess that's oil that you don't want to eat on an empty stomach, or anything oily. I guess fat, oil is fat, but fat is not oil, right? Or is it? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Whatever. Anyway, the point is that I would eat the organ meat first. That's just what I have done in the past. When I was eating lots of liver, I would eat literally as much liver as I could, just because it's the most nutrient dense. And I knew that like, that's basically the best thing to eat. So as long as I stuff myself on that, I know I'm getting everything I need. Again, like I said, I've never had fermented fat, so maybe that's better than liver somehow. I don't think so, but maybe. I'm not sure. I just don't think it has as many nutrients as liver does. But I don't know enough about it to actually say that with confidence. Yeah, okay.
Is out there, pure meats, that all fit under this category to some degree. So there are certainly more approachable foods than letting a bag of fat rot in your refrigerator. I've never had high meat that was this old, and I've never had high meat that was from fat that was this good of a quality. And this is This is really enjoyable. It's like eating cheese. I think my diet has been lacking vitamin K2 lately, so that might be why. It tastes really good to me right now. I'm just gonna go check on the steak and flip it over. Steak looks good. Maybe a few more minutes on the other side. I'm actually really liking this. I'm gonna take out another piece of this. Oh man, it's like purely rancid. I'm gonna put salt on this one. I think I'll like it a bit more with salt on it. Again, pure funk. If you ever wondered why humans like yogurt and cheese so much, this is why. I mean, the best way to describe this is a stinky cheese. I'm just gonna have a few more pieces. These are like really yellow and orange. Wow, that bite, soft yellow orange fat, fermented, probably one of the best things I've ever tasted. So I'm gonna wrap this back up in another bag for tomorrow, or well, another day or two from now. So these indigenous groups consumed high meat and fermented meat every day. So this was like a ritual, like at one part of the year where the harvest was plentiful, they would store the meat or the fat like buried underground somewhere and let it ferment for a very long period of time. In the hot weather though, like in Africa, the meat was fermented for a week or two in the sun. So high meat does not have to be, 3, 4, 5, 6 months old in a fridge. It could be a shorter period of time in a hotter temperature. At least that's what I've observed and read in several books. And although they ate it every day, the amount seemed to be in more of like a snack or dessert-like manner. I think anywhere between 50 grams and 100 grams of this high or fermented meat would be plenty to get your vitamin K2, to get your beneficial bacteria. On the topic of what type of meat to ferment, you could do muscle meat, you could do liver, but I think that fat is the king of high meat. And if you're not fermenting fat, I wouldn't bother fermenting other things. The amount of bacteria and the benefits, to me, fat is key here. The way it tastes, the way it ferments, all these things indicate that we are meant to eat rotten fat, not necessarily the protein or the organs. So I'm gonna take my steak off the grill and we'll start challenging.
Well, interesting. I like I said, I don't know enough about high meat to say what's better or what's worse. I have actually no idea. I would think that, in my opinion, like fat, I don't like eating fat. I'll never eat just like straight fat. Like I think it's fucking disgusting. What are you even eating? It's like, what's in there? Nothing really. So that, I guess, would make sense to ferment because I don't want to say it's useless, but it's the mostly useless. So you might as well let that ferment and just get the benefits of fermentation, especially if it tastes good like cheese. I love cheese. I guess in terms of like, so anytime I hear this like, moderation thing where like, oh yeah, they ate this in moderation, I always just kind of think to myself like, well, what if they ate like 20 times the amount? You know what I mean? What if they mega dosed it, right? Like with this royal jelly that I have now, the study, the largest like recorded extended dose is 6 grams. I take like maybe 15, 20 grams a day, right, of royal jelly. Don't notice much of a difference, to be honest with you. Like at first I definitely felt more, more alpha, let's say, but that has kind of tapered off since then. And I also got that fucking UTI after that. So I haven't really been training. So no real way for me to like judge how it's affected my performance other than that one workout that I did after I'd taken it. So, anyway, the bottom line, like megadose or microdose, I think is the way to go normally. All right.
Now, I know there are some of you out there that are going to be like, Frank, you're not a raw carnivore, you cook the steak, but let me show you the cooking temperature on the inside of this meat. This meat is completely raw on the inside. There is a slight sear and crust on the outside, and I actually cook this a lot more than I usually do. So I would say my diet is 80 to 90% raw, sometimes even higher. Like yesterday I went completely raw, but I found that my body always craves cooked food and my body always craves salt. I don't think these things are really too anecdotal. There are some people that can tolerate a lower salt intake, but for the most part, I don't think there are humans that can thrive on a completely raw animal food diet, without dairy that is. If you're able to tolerate and consume dairy, that creates an artificial source of calories that's higher than we see in muscle meat and fat. So raw carnivore diet without dairy, without eggs, difficult to do. Sometimes I like salting my steak an hour ahead of time. That's usually if I want it to taste good. Other than that, I'll just put some salt on as I'm eating it. I make sure to chew my food very well. Fat, you don't really have to chew, because fat emulsifies in your stomach with bile and lipase. But protein, you want to chew it and break it down as much as possible to increase the surface area. I'm gonna be honest, the chuck steak isn't that good. This is a very freshly slaughtered animal. The fresher the animal, the more mild the flavor. So when I taste this...
So that's a lot of salt, even for me, and I love salt, but that's a lot of salt, wow. As far as like, can you survive on raw carnivore and only eat meat? I mean, I've seen people who do that. But like, I don't know. Again, like I said, I think you need carbs to like do that, to like train properly. I don't know. Yeah, as far as like searing the meat, I'm guessing he did that just for the flavor. Like he just prefers that flavor. I don't really like, I always feel very satisfied after I eat meat that's 100% raw. Sometimes before I eat it, I'll crave something else. But after I actually eat it, I feel very happy that I've eaten it raw, and I don't feel like I need anything else. It's almost like I have to trust myself. Like, okay, right now I'm craving things other than raw meat, but I know that after I eat the raw meat, I'll feel the best. So then I just eat the raw meat, and then I feel the best. So just like have to have faith or just learn, I guess, to not trust your cravings, if that makes sense. It's like totally like groundbreaking for most of you. Like, what? Don't like eat half a jar of peanut butter when I crave it? Really? But Cosmo said I should. Retarded. Yeah, I mean, you know, I just noticed I digest raw meat much better than cooked meat. And again, like it's just a sear, so like I guess it's better than just cooking it all the way through or something. Also, surprisingly low amount of liver and brains. Never had brains. Never actually had brain. But I would assume that brain is like really good for you because like your brain is a very important organ, and I'm sure there's like stuff in there that like is very beneficial to be consumed. I just don't know. I don't really know anything about it. It's not. I've never had it. I have no idea. I just don't know anything about it.
This beef, it doesn't have much flavor to it. You know, if this steak was to sit another 2 or 3 weeks in my fridge, then yeah, it would start developing more flavor. Same thing with the organs, same thing with the testicles. The fresher the meat is, the more mild, the less flavorful it will be. So I'm starting to get a little full, and now I'm going to essentially choke down my organ meats and my offal. As we said, chicken liver, incredibly high in vitamin A, high in B12, all the fat soluble vitamins, excellent source. Pork brains, omega-3. You don't need a lot of omega-3 every day, and even this amount of pork brains, you probably have this twice a week, you're good to go. You know, I really do enjoy chicken livers like pan-seared with salt on them, but I've just been keeping my liver intake consistent lately. Maybe like 1 small chicken liver every day. And chicken livers are still pretty good raw, without salt on them. Very mild, creamy. And then we have some beef testicles that I diced up. This is to balance the zinc to copper ratio as liver is high in copper. Not too enjoyable, to be honest. That's why I usually just swallow this down. You know those animals that just swallow their food whole? It seems like they don't really enjoy their food, do they? Whereas humans kind of like chew and enjoy things.
Yeah, so liver is high in copper. All this like guessing, like, oh, I ate this, it's high in copper, I should eat this to balance it out. I think that's unnecessary, in my opinion. I don't know. I've also never like had the option to eat fucking testicles and liver together. I've never had testicles. And regarding like chewing your food, when it comes to raw meat, I don't think you actually need to chew it. I get a very like melts in your stomach vibe from raw meat. Like, case in point, when I was in Vietnam, I was trying to eat as much liver as possible, and it got to the point where like it grossed me out so much that like it was like hard for me to eat just because I hated chewing it. It was like, ugh, so gross. So what I would do is I would just cut it into a small piece and just swallow it whole. And I never really had like, I didn't really have any problems. Maybe like, you know, some like smelly farts the next day, but I think that might have been because of the quality of the liver that I was eating, not necessarily the fact that I was swallowing it whole. Maybe it was because of that, but like if that's like my only problem, I don't know. That's not so bad, especially, you know, all the benefits. Like, I'd rather swallow liver whole. And I would also eat way more liver. Like, he said he'd only eat 1 chicken heart a day. Like, I was buying a fucking entire container of chicken hearts and eating the entire thing. I love liver. Chicken liver's the best, in my opinion. I like it better than beef liver. Yeah, okay.
I don't know, maybe fish do enjoy swallowing other fish whole. I'm going to work my way through the rest of this chuck steak. Probably not going to finish all of it. We already got our fat in, we got our protein in, all of our macronutrients. Technically don't need anything else for the day, but I will see you guys later. Maybe we'll have some more meat. I feel pretty good despite that being a fairly high volume meal. I'm going to catch up on some work I have to do for Frankie's Naturals, and then I might go to the track before I go to the gym later. So I'm going to try to stay active, stay moving, you know, keep my gut motility high. I caught up on some work I had to do, and I think I'm going to have a meal later after I go to the gym. So I took out some beef belly here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this in half, leave it out, and let it get to room temperature. So when I go to cook it later, it's nice and warm, and it cooks a little bit quicker as opposed to being cold in the middle. We still have that leftover chuck roll from earlier, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow because it's pretty lean, and I don't really feel like taking out some extra fat for this meal. The beef belly essentially has a perfect fat ratio, so you don't have to really consume anything else for the meal, and it's nice and easy to prepare. I'm just going to cut it into strips and throw it on the grill later. I cut up the beef belly and I salted it. When I come back, it'll be nice, seasoned, and ready to go. Hey, Jeannie, you want to go to the gym?
I don't have any makeup on. What the heck, Frankie?
You want to go to the gym, Jeannie? You okay going to the gym?
I am tired. I did an internship today.
Okay, so every single time I ask her if she wants to go to the gym, and I take her just about every day anyway, she says she's tired. I expected that since she was on camera, she wouldn't say she's tired, but she still gave me the excuse. But that's too bad because we're going to the gym, Gina. Unfortunately, there's only one gym by me that I can really go to, and it's super expensive. It's like $130 a month. So the other gym is cheap. It's like $30 a month, except it's so dirty and filthy. They don't clean it. Every time I go there, I get really, really sick. Like sick for like 2 weeks. So that's not even an option. And I feel kind of weird spending more per year on a gym than my car costs. That being said, I gotta fit the part a little bit. I usually bring like a bottle of Pellegrino to work out with. That's because I'm usually too lazy to fill up bottles of water every day with reverse osmosis water, and because I enjoy the Pellegrino, I usually keep a case in my car anyway for emergency stuff. So always want to stay hydrated with high quality water at the gym. Helps athletic performance. I'm just gonna do some cardio, maybe do some light weight training, and then we're gonna head home, do a live stream. So I'll probably see you guys around 8:15, 8:30 to do the second meal. Since it's not raining anymore, I'll show you guys the grill setup.
So that just reminded me of something. First of all, dog, I don't think you're like, you know, I don't know, whatever, like, who am I to judge like what people spend their money on? But, you know, $130 a month to go to a nicer gym, just just spend the money. You know, it's so worth it to me at least to have a nice gym to go to. Like next time I live in America, like I'm joining Equinox. Like it's not even a question. I don't care like if it's like, you know, I have to like live on a diet of fucking pancakes. Like I'm gonna join Equinox. It's that important to me. But that's just me. The Pellegrino thing reminded me of when I lived in Berlin. I used to go to this gym called McFit. Any Europeans out there, you know about McFit. It's basically you pay, I think it's like $20 a month to go to a gym. It's a full gym, tons of equipment. It's like it's got everything you need. It's kind of like Planet Fitness, I guess, but it's called McFit. And they don't have. Wait, was it McFit? Yeah, I think it was McFit. They don't. What was it? They don't have a water fountain or something, but they have somewhere you can fill up water, like a sink kind of. And they have like Pellegrino bottles, like empty Pellegrino bottles that you can just take and like borrow and fill up on your own. It's so weird. I think that was McFit. Yeah, that was McFit. Anyway, I just thought that was weird, but random story. Yeah, okay, I don't know.
This is just a Weber Spirit. I think the mile number is 210 or something. Pretty cheap.
Oh, also regarding the beef belly, like I don't understand. I mean, I know this guy's like a food connoisseur, like a chef or something, but like I don't understand, why do people eat this? This does not look appetizing at all. This looks like chewy and tough, and like it's gonna be hard for me to eat. Like I don't know. Like why not just eat the muscle or something? Am I wrong? Like tell me what the appeal is of eating meat that looks like this. You know what I mean? Like what am I missing?
Cheap, not that great of a grill, but it gets the job done. Propane. What I do is I turn the knobs off, turn the gas on. I let the gas build up in the line for maybe like 10-20 seconds. I put some firewood over a steel rack, and then when I turn the burners on, the gas lights really easily with the, whatever this is called, the igniter, because the gas built up in the line, and then within a few minutes we will have a hot wood fire, and that will give a lot of flavor to our steak or meat and cook the meat very quickly. This is the beef belly that we salted about an hour and a half ago. We're just going to throw it on the grill for maybe a minute or two on each side. Since the beef belly is so fatty, it browns very easily, and we actually have a little critter joining us today. Maybe he'll enjoy some of the meat before we throw it in the fire, but who knows, maybe not. The nice thing about the beef belly is since it's so fatty, I don't really have to wait for the grill to heat up that much, as this is going to start flaring up very quickly. I'm sure some of you guys have put like pure fat on the grill or some type of oil on the grill, and you'll notice how quickly it flares up. Ever since I started cooking meat over a wood fire, I've never really been able to go back to any other cooking method. Oddly enough, I kind of like boiled meat a little bit, but I don't really like pan-seared meat anymore, and you know, especially broiled steaks in the oven, I don't really like that either. What I do like is a nice prime rib roast. You can do that pretty well as well. I guess that's a testament to like the more natural and the more primal the cooking method. You know, if it's something we could have replicated in that indigenous environment, it makes sense that it tastes good. You know, I feel like grilling in America is this big thing. You know, we gotta like heat up the grill for 10-15 minutes and then grill for 15-20 minutes. But I never spend more than 10 minutes cooking every single day, from heating up the grill to the actual cooking of the meat. And it's even less time invested if you actually wait for the fire to get a little larger. You know, you can go inside and do other things while you're waiting for the wood to ignite. Because we're flipping this meat so frequently, it's not really cooking on the inside. We're just building a crust on the outside. If you wanted this meat to actually cook on the inside, then you would have to just leave it for a bit longer before flipping it. So like leave it for a minute or two, flip it, leave it for a minute or two. When we're flipping every 20 to 30 seconds, we're giving this side time to cool off. So only the outside is really getting heated, building a nice crust while retaining the raw inside. So we've got some nice brown color. I don't really want more than that. It's not going to build much more flavor if we cook it for longer, really. And you can see the wood is still not really burned off, so I'm going to kill the gas and we'll have some wood for tomorrow. Alright, boys and girls, so we have our beef belly. I like eating on a cutting board. Some of you guys may have seen me do this in the past. It's a lot easier to cut meat on a flat surface than it is to do on a bowl. As always, when we cut into the meat, the internal temperature is completely raw. So some of you, nut jobs, whatever, raw primal guys might be like, oh, he's eating cooked food, but this meat is essentially completely raw on the inside. All we're really getting here is more calories and overall fat-soluble vitamins. Since the meat is high quality and grass-fed, all of the fat, all of the protein is going to have a higher vitamin and mineral content. But we're not consuming any specific organs or any specific parts of the animal for a nutrient, as we already did that earlier today. Salting ahead of time really makes a big difference in the enjoyability of the meal. Just really brings out the flavor of the beef throughout the steak. The belly is a very flavorful cut. It's not that tender, but if you cook it very rare and slice against the grain, it's very good. Even the toughest parts of the animal, when they're kept lightly cooked and cut properly, you can eat them. I'm feeling kind of full, and the reason my food volume isn't as high as you would think is because of the quality. Our bodies crave nutrients. When we consume organ meats, the brains, the liver, that stuff we had earlier, high quality beef fat, it is so nutrient dense that it is satiating our body's appetite. When you consume a lesser quality meat, you consume more of it. So would you rather spend the same amount of money on 3 to 4 pounds of grain-fed beef or just eat 2 pounds of grass-fed beef? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And if you haven't tried that, I encourage you to do so.
I've never noticed a difference in grain-fed versus grass-fed in terms of like how satiated I am. I've never really paid attention to that. But I also will tend to eat the same food every single day for like months at a time, whether it's grass-fed or grain-fed. I don't like mix it up a lot like he seems to do. So that might be true. I mean, I guess it is because he seems to know his stuff. But what I wanted to say is that the whole idea of like being full from nutrient-dense foods, like, yes, like, oh my God, I say this all the fucking time. This is why one of my 3 guidelines is eat meat, right? Especially like if you guys watch that video that I made about like how to get over your eating disorder in like an hour or something, 58 minutes, that's basically the main reason why I always say to eat meat, because like you can eat fucking donuts, you can eat like all these fake processed corporate foods that have virtually no nutrients, but you're not really going to get full because you're not giving your body what it needs. But if you eat a piece of meat with some fat on it, I guess, or even without the fat, like you're going to get full like much faster. You're not going to want to eat is the bottom line. Like I don't care how addicted you are to fucking Fruity Pebbles, like you're not going to want to eat after you stuff yourself on meat. So yeah, anyway, good to hear somebody else fucking saying that finally.
Some high quality beef fat, get some meat, try it out, compare it to a grain-fed day of eating, and you'll be pleasantly surprised that once you incorporate organ meats, once you incorporate high quality nutrient dense foods into your diet, your satiation is going to be much better, you're going to be consuming less food, and you're going to be feeling more optimal in general. We are looking to carry beef belly on Frankie's Free Range Meat. It is a bit difficult to source, so we should have it by the end of the summer. So if you guys are not able to get beef belly, we will be providing that for you guys, 100% grass-fed and grass-finished. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you could please like the video, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Let me know how you like this, if you'd like to see
Okay, interesting. You know, one of the things, like I can cook, right? I know how to cook like in a pan or fucking oven, whatever. But I never really had a grill. I never like learned how to grill. So I kind of wish I knew that, because, well, I mean, I don't eat fucking cooked meat that much anyway, but it's just like a very like manly thing to do, kind of, to like fire up the grill and like throw on some steaks. You know, it's just like, it's like a cool, you know, like know how, like when to turn them, which I guess I could like look up on the internet and fucking figure that shit out. And it's like, how hard is it really? I have no experience with it. I've never like had a grill and like grilled meat. I was just like either cook it in a pan or just eat it raw. Yeah, okay. This was a good video, I guess. Like no problem. I mean, this, like I said, I guess he said how you can eat it without, you know, eat it in, so it's pleasant to eat. I still wouldn't buy it though, but you know, maybe if somebody like knew how to cook it and cooked it for me, I might eat it. Yeah, I mean, good food choices, like all meat. I don't know about the fat was fermented, so I guess it's okay. I would have eaten more organ meat or whatever. And I also like a little bit of carbs because I run a lot and I kind of need them. But other than that, like very good in my opinion. I like that he like hashtag vegan, like starting a little shit there. Anyway, interesting video, Frank. If you guys have any recommendations for videos or YouTubers you want me to take a look at, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.